progeny. So his descendants were blessed by Allah, and until Ali Imran, the blessing followed a certain line, and it finished there. It reappeared in the form of Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, forever to continue. This is why Saleh, that is the prayer, is made from then on for Hazur Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and his followers. And Abraham is mentioned in the past, and his followers are mentioned in the past. The verse we have quoted tells us the end of that line, which was ultimately non-productive. It finished at Al Imran, and that was that. The line of Hazrat Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is a different time. It started from Hazrat Ibrahim and Ismail, and then ended up in Hazrat Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and took a new route there. Sprouted from there as a new tree. Much better, much grander, and much higher in grandeur and its fruitfulness and its beneficence for the mankind in every respect, of course. But you are mixing things up. That line was left there because it did not continue further. Had Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam appeared in the line of Ali Imran, then he should have been mentioned there. But that is a dead-end road. Thank him.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Jazakallah. Going back to my question. According to the estimates, as we read, at least in the United States, that it's going to be a very devastating war if it happens. And
have you seen the picture?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it was terrible. With that in mind, if their estimates are true, and then on the other hand we have the prophecy that Islam will spread and Ahmadiyyat will spread, would that lead us to believe that there will be substantial survivors? Because
again, it's like a question about Noah.
That's why
America is destroyed, not the whole kind, mankind is destroyed along with it.
No, they say that the nuclear dust or the cloud that is going to...
No, but that is only hocus pocus. The fact is that true scientists do not believe that any nuclear war can destroy mankind. And this is the comments of scientists on that picture as well. I read those comments of people who knew their subject, and they say it's just a scare, that's all. Things may happen to some degree, of course, devastation there would be. But it would be limited, not only that other parts of mankind would be saved, but many parts of America will also be saved. Even in the most modern nuclear warfare, it is inconceivable that the entire American continent is made uninhabitable, and the whole race of mankind is killed and destroyed forever. This is not what is going to happen.
Islam will come after the destruction of Ya'juj and Ma'juj.
Exactly. The past will be destroyed, not the mankind.
This was the...
There are other rivals, you know. No, but if you leave for his sake, then he would come back.
However, spoke himself, it is said that the war is the killing potential of the world is 17 times to kill the whole universe, the living world.
But even that is not, that would not be effective, because that potential may not be so evenly divided and employed that it will be entirely effective. For instance, if an atomic bomb has a killing power, maximum killing power of 100,000 people, it is not essential that 100,000 would be killed. It only means this is the maximum capacity. There are huge wastes, and other waste of energy and other factors which come into play. So maybe the capacity is not reached even by a margin of 1/10. So when you calculate in these terms, it only means that if every ounce of that energy is used to kill a human being, then 17 times the present potential would be required. It only means that. But it's impossible for any weapon to be used so effectively that it should prove to be 100% effective. Now please continue.
Can I comment on that? It has been shown.
Yes, it will become a debate between you.
No, just to support your point, this has been shown by the study of people who survived the nuclear war, the attacks in Japan, that there is actually a critical range of radiation exposure which is damaging, which leads to neoplastic transformation, and the cells are incapable of maintaining. If you give too much radiation, the cells are killed.
You are a physician or a surgeon?
I'm a physician.
This is why I know you. This is your subject.
That's right. And if you are just above that, the cell will be totally killed, and it won't go into neoplastic form. It won't become cancer. It will be killed. If the radiation is less, the DNA temperature will repair itself. So one last question is I think it has been asked, and I just wanted to get clarified, is the idea about state and church in Islam compared with the earlier times of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and his prophets, as versus in these times. State and church, are they going to be separate? The government, worldly governments versus spiritual governments?
State and church. State and church. I missed the second word. That's why I couldn't follow. That already has been discussed here. Only a few days ago I mentioned it. The definition of secularism has been completely misunderstood by certain people. Secularism does not mean antagonism towards religion. If that is what is meant, then we are not for secularism at all. But as I understand the word, secularism only means that it should be a completely just society, and no religious sentiment should be permitted to play a part so that a section of the society is treated wrongly or transgressed upon just for the sake of religious differences. So if you keep religion apart in that sense, that it is not going to corrupt the politics, it is not going to usurp the rights of others because of the religious differences, it is not going to treat other people who don't follow the same creed irrationally or cruelly or unjustly, then this secularism is exactly the secularism of Islam. Then the Quranic concept of statecraft falls exactly under this category. Because repeatedly the Holy Quran tells us that وَلَا يَجْرِمَنَّكُمْ شَنَانُ قَوْمٍ عَلَىٰ أَلَّا تَعْدِلُوا اعْدِلُوا هُوَ أَقْرَبُ لِلتَّقْوَىٰ. Even the enmity of a people should not be able to compel you to treat them wrongfully, unjustly. So when you are in a position to dispense justice in its absolute value, without regard to your own personal enmities and so on. So this is secularism. And this secularism was first presented by the Holy Quran. No other religion has ever mentioned such a secularism. So secularism as understood by the Holy Quran is the only statecraft which is going to survive truly and honestly. Otherwise, any other theocratic state is going to fall on itself. It's going to crumble down because it does not have the values to survive. Now there are so many claimants. Let's start with Mr. Abdul Rashid, please. Will you like to put another question before I permit? No, you said you say. Before I permit the gentleman sitting behind you, Salim.
I'll have one brief question, sir. I have brief questions, sir. I'll come back tomorrow for the other.